always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Greetings, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. This is your Captain Keith, and you're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast. And today's Entertainment News Podcast, the GSMC Entertainment News Podcast episode, is entitled Wendy Williams Divorce, Amex Sues Soap Star and Rapper Robbed. Oh my. Let's get it, good people of the planet Earth and known universe. Let's dig into the entertainment news. First, the news, entertainment news that is. Mary J. Blige and Nas announce co-headlining summer tour. That's right. Nice picture of the two of them. Live Nation and Stars presents Mary J. Blige and Nas together. Good picture of both of them. Yeah. Mary J. Blige and Nas have announced a co-headlining summer tour that kicks off in West Palm Beach, Florida, July 11th at Coral Sky Amphitheater. The 22-stop North American run will hit up Atlanta, Charlotte, Houston, Dallas, Boston, Toronto, and more. Blige's last studio album, Strength of a Woman, was released in 2017. Nas dropped the LP Nasir last year as a part of Kanye West's 5-album Wisconsin series. So, there you go with that. Combined, the music superstars have sold over 100 million records worldwide. That sounds about right. Tickets for Nas and Mary J. Blige's tour go on sale Friday, April 19th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time at livenation.com. Nas noted on Twitter that the pre-sale starts April 16th at 12 p.m. local time. So here's the dates that we have so far for that tour. July 11th at West Palm Beach, Florida at the Coral Sky Amphitheater. July 13th at Tampa, Florida at Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. July 14th in Jacksonville, Florida at Daly's Place. July 16th at Atlanta, Georgia at Cadence Bank Amphitheater. July 20th at Atlantic City, New Jersey at Hard Rock Live at ETS Arena. July 20th, July 21st at Virginia Beach, Virginia, Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater. July 24th at Charlotte, North Carolina at the PNC Music Pavilion. July 25th in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Coastal Credit Union Music Park. July 28th in Detroit, Michigan at the DTE Energy Music Theater. Okay, July 31st in St. Louis, Missouri at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. August 2nd in Houston, Texas at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. August 3rd at Austin, Texas at the Austin 360 Amphitheater. August 6th in Kansas City, Missouri at Starlight Theater. August 9th in Phoenix, Arizona at the Ak-Chin Pavilion, or Action, AK-CHIN. August 14th in San Francisco, California at the Shoreline Amphitheater. I might be able to make that. We'll see. August 16th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Joint. August 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Joint. August 20th in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the Isleta Amphitheater. August 22nd in Dallas, Texas at the Dos Equis Pavilion. August 25th at the Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Tuscaloosa Amphitheater. August 31st in Syracuse, New York at St. Joseph's Health Amphitheater. September 1st in Boston, Massachusetts at Xfinity Center. And September 10th in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at the Budweiser Stage. There you go. And in more entertainment news, Kathy Lee Gifford says she's thrilled over Hoda's surprise birthday. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm just not going to try. It's spelled Kotb. So Kathy Lee Gifford is thrilled about the news to Hoda's family. About the new addition to Hoda's family. Her longtime pal recently announced the exciting baby news on Tuesday morning. It's a girl, Hoda said cheerfully over the phone about her daughter, whom she secretly adopted, Hope Catherine. Man, I'm so happy she's here. As for Hoda's older daughter, Haley Joy, she's already bonding with her baby sister. She was trying to feed her her raspberries, and I was like, not yet, babe, Hoda shared, adding that Haley was marching around and letting people know she's a big sister. That's cute. Of Hoda's surprise baby news, Gifford says she had a feeling it was coming. She just didn't know when. Hoda's a mom again. I'm thrilled about that, she says during a live broadcast to Fox News Channel's The Five, which also marks her first TV appearance since leaving Today. She continues, I knew that was coming. I just didn't know when it was coming. Since leaving Today in early April, after being there for more than a decade, Gifford is ready for the next chapter in her life. For her, she wants to make time for certain things. I'd given my notice 2 years before because I knew it was time, she says while on The Five in Nashville. You know, you run out of TikTok in life, and there are things I wanted to do and been dying to do, and you just need to make time for certain things. Gifford says she's been so blessed to have worked on Today for 11 years, but felt it was time to move on. Right now, the legendary host wants to hang out with people that love God, love my wine, love music, love our country. To that, we say cheers. Okay, that's a very specific list, but okay. Interesting. And there's a picture of Hoda and Kathy Lee Gifford on exercise bikes, looking like they're having fun. Very cool. So in more entertainment news, why Kendall Jenner felt like she didn't fit in with the Kardashian sisters. A picture of Kendall and Kim. It's a nice picture of the two, actually. Let's see. Kendall Jenner might be a supermodel, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have insecurities of her own. Really? We're going to start the article like that? Really? Okay. Let's read this. The 23-year-old keeping up with the Kardashians starts getting candid about body image, sharing what it was like growing up alongside sisters Kim Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, and Khloe Kardashian, and Kylie Jenner. In a new interview with The Telegraph, the 5'10" star admits that she would often compare herself to her sexy sisters. My sisters are a lot curvier than me, Kendall says. They have boobs and I don't have boobs. Growing up being this little twiggy girl, I saw my sisters and always thought, oh no, am I supposed to be more sexy like them? The E-Star adds that she almost felt like she didn't fit in for a part of her life. But while Kendall admits she's not necessarily a lot like her sisters, she's learned to embrace that. I like that I have a different vibe to everyone, she tells the outlet. I like to do different things, and that's okay. Besides her sisters, Kendall tells The Telegraph, there's another famous icon that she looks up to, Audrey Hepburn. I've always looked up to her and loved her and thought she was incredible, she says of the late star. I love learning from other women and feeding off each other and supporting each other. When asked about her most treasured possession, Kendall tells the outlet, female relationships, to have women around me now, whether it's friends or family, it's super important for me. Okay. That's interesting. In more entertainment news, Priyanka Chopra covers love and wedding issue of Vogue Netherlands. Nice picture of Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka Chopra Jonas made a beautiful bride, and she's now a Vogue Netherlands cover star because of it. The Chronicle star covered the love and wedding issue of the international magazine she shared on Instagram on Tuesday. The cover features a stunning black and white photo of Chopra staring at the camera beneath her veil on her wedding day to Nick Jonas. The pair tied the knot in a multi-day wedding in India last December. My fairy tale love, thank you at NL Vogue for making me your first cover girl of the love and wedding issue, she wrote alongside the photo of the cover. E.T. recently sat down with Jonas, who opened up about his and Chopra's life as newlyweds, and their many Instagram-worthy moments with Joe Jonas and his fiancée Sophie Turner and Kevin Jonas and his wife Danielle. It's a great feeling, he said. I mean, it's kind of a dream where, as close as we are as brothers, that our wives and fiancés are so connected as well. These incredible women have handled it so well and have been the best support system for each of us, individually and as a group, he added. To get to share that with them is really amazing. It's really an amazing thing, According to the Chain's singer, his and Chopra's love for family was one of the main things that brought them together. It is one of the things we were so drawn to about each other, Nick explained, and the family's just getting bigger and bigger, and that's beautiful. And that's a beautiful thing. All right, that's nice. Right on. Very nice. And to this part of our episode, Wendy Williams' divorce, it's really about Christy Brinkley offers Wendy Williams' divorce lawyer advice during studio visit. Christy Brinkley has Wendy's back. Christy Brinkley is an American supermodel who got her claim to fame in the late 1970s from her Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues. The 65-year-old is the latest guest on the Wendy Williams show, where she offered up some lawyer help to Wendy, who is currently going through a divorce with her husband, Kevin Hunter. Wendy brought up the fact that Christy has been married and divorced 4 times. Yeah, I was about to talk about that. Where the former supermodel responded, and listen, if you need any help with lawyers, I can tell you I had been through the entire phone book of lawyers. Damn. I will whisper to you during the break, Wendy responded. I have one, but I want to hear what you say. Christine explained how she would never get married again. But a relationship is something that she would like. I would love to fall in love again. She said, I love being in love a little too much. Love your honesty, Miss Brinkley. Love your honesty. And here's a picture of Wendy and Kevin sitting next to each other and just, let's just say they just don't look in love in this picture. They both look like, why are we here? It's interesting. Wendy recently discussed the reports surrounding her family, marriage, and health, detailing how her sober living house has forced her to really reevaluate her life. Good. I'm moving out of the sober house in just a few days, It'll be Wendy on her own. I've been dealing with issues with addiction and alcoholism, and I have a whole new life that I plan for myself and my son. She said, believe me, when you lay in a room with no TV and 4 gray walls all day and no telephone at your already and no telephone at your already, and you lay there and you think about your life. This is my life at the sober house. Wow. She continued, everybody has things in their life that they're embarrassed to share with the world, or they're frightened to share with the world, or they're not ready to share with the world. And addressing my sobriety, my addiction head on has really helped me sort out every single compartment of my life. Well, good for you, Miss Williams. Good for you. HBO confirms return of Insecure, Westworld, and more cult favorites. Oh my. HBO is coming through with more addictive content. HBO has come through with great news this Monday since announcing the return of a few beloved series to the television network. Westworld, Insecure, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Run, and more will be returning to the network for its beloved fans, while other shows such as Perry Mason, The Nevers, and Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams' Lovecraft Country are still being determined. The announcement of what's to come for HBO is amid the final season of the network's true favorite, Game of Thrones. President of Programming Casey Bloys spoke with Deadline, assuring many that HBO has just as much to offer, even though the beloved show is coming to an end. If you think about what has aired between the last season of Game of Thrones and the current season, we have Westworld, Succession, Sharp Objects, The Deuce, My Brilliant Friend, The Night of, Leftovers, Barry, Veep, High Maintenance, John Oliver, Bill Maher, not to mention The Docs, Hard Knocks, The Shop, and that's going to continue going forward. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's no big deal, he explained. Game of Thrones is a very big show for us, but we're not just the network of Game of Thrones. There's a lot of really high quality, really great shows that we can do, and that's going to continue. If you look at the schedule with Euphoria and Watchmen and The Nevers and his Dark Materials, we have more than we've ever had in the works. I would personally be sad to see Game of Thrones go. As a fan, I love it, but as usual, HBO will survive and we will go on. That's cool. So here's the breakdown of some of the shows. Let's see. Euphoria, June 16th. Succession, 2019. Watchmen, 2019. His Dark Materials, 2019. The Deuce final season in 2019. The New Pope in 2020. Westworld, 2020. My Brilliant Friend, 2020. And then limited series, Big Little Lies, June 9th. Years and Years, 2019. Summer of 2014 and 2019. The Outsider, 2020. I Know This Much Is True, 2020. And The Undoing, 2020. Comedy series, Los Spookies, June. The Righteous Gemstones, 2019. Ballers, 2019. Divorce, 2019. Room 104, 2019. A Black Lady Sketch Show, 2019. Mrs. Fletcher, 2019. Silicon Valley, 2019. Curb Your Enthusiasm, 2020. Insecure, 2020. Run, 2020. Barry, 2020. High Maintenance, 2020. Miniseries Catherine the Great, 2019. And The Plot Against America, 2020. Untitled Jane Goldman and George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones prequel, and Avenue 5. So, more entertainment news after this break.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now. Don't bother. What's hot on Netflix and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Once again, you're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast. It's Captain Keith. LL Cool J on how his wife Simone's battle with cancer inspired activism in himself. LL Cool J and his wife Simone I. Smith are paying it forward following her fight with cancer. E.T.'s Nichelle Turner sat down with the couple as they opened up about their new campaign for the American Cancer Society, which aims to help people beat cancer like a boss. Simone was diagnosed with chondrosarcoma, a rare bone cancer, in 2004 and is now in remission. I was working out with my trainer, walking, talking, not paying no mind, walked into the wastebasket and hit that little knot. That sent me to the doctor, and that's when I found out I had a chondrosarcoma, stage 3 tumor in my right tibia bone. Simone recalled she went through a 15-hour surgery during which her right tibia was removed, replaced with her left tibia, or tibula, a steel rod, screws, nails, and microveins from other legs. It was a 2.5-year recovery where I had to learn to walk again. I went from a wheelchair to 2 crutches to 1 crutch to a cane. In that moment there, I was devastated, she added, tearing up. I'm not going to get emotional. Simone, who married LL, real name James Todd Smith, in 1995, called him her rock. I remember sitting in the doctor's office and he wanted to give his full tibular bone because he felt that his tibular bone would be bigger and stronger. The rapper was also protective of his wife post-surgery. Simone recalled him asking visitors to compose themselves before seeing her. Todd would tell them, "You can't go in there crying," she revealed, "because you need positive energy," he explained. Simone has been cancer-free for the last 14 years, but decided to use her experience to help others. She created her own jewelry line in 2011, with a portion of the proceeds going to fight the disease. And this year, she and LL have collaborated with some famous friends like Mary J. Blige, Remy Ma, Salt and Pepper, Janae Aiko, Jordan Sparks, and more on the Beat Cancer Like a Boss campaign. The campaign is Beat Cancer Like a Boss, and when it comes to that, she's definitely been a boss, LL said. I think that so many people, if you can inspire others to learn more, dream more, do more, that's being a boss, and that's why we did this campaign for the American Cancer Society and for Simone Smith. Her jewelry, which a portion of all the proceeds go to the ACS. Mary and I, we actually became friends the year that I was diagnosed, and I remember when I was in the hospital, Mary came to see me and she sent me flowers every day, Simone revealed, adding that their friendship has now turned into a professional collaboration. Sister love, that's my girl. One of the first pieces of jewelry Simone designed was inspired by herself post-surgery. It's called the Sweet Touch of Hope. It's designed after the lollipop tattoo that was on this leg, she explained. During my surgery, it was disfigured because they had to do skin graft. And after the surgery, it looked like somebody took a bite out of it. The candy represents how sweet life is. The bite represents what cancer does to the individual, their family, and their loved ones. It's pretty deep, actually. Yeah. Allah has made sure that his and Simone's children, Najee, Italia, and Samaria, and Nina, have grown up knowing how to support their parents, each other, and the future. The world should be better because you are here. You should be making a real contribution to society, he said. I'm still blue collar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying into the Hollywood stardom money thing. No, let me rephrase. Let me say that again. I'm not buying into the Hollywood stardom money thing. Don't get me wrong. I like paper like everybody else. But the kids, they got to contribute. The rapper said that his wife's fight with cancer taught him about just being supportive. I learned that you got to be grateful and you can't take things for granted. I learned that left turns could come, right turns could come. You can't always see around every corner, but you just have to have faith and you have to have gratitude. You got to roll with humility. You got to believe, he expressed. I believe in God strongly, and you got to believe in yourself too. That message is one that Simone wants families living with a diagnosis like hers to internalize. Have faith, she said. Find your inner strength and be confident. Yeah, they just sound like amazing people. Yeah, definitely. So, and when you hear about rappers in the news, you know, so often it's, oh, this person got arrested. This person said this about that person, you know. But, you know, LL Cool J is a legend in hip hop, and, you know, he's always been private about his family. But this is a great story, and it sounds very exciting what they're doing in regards to working with the American Cancer Society. So that's awesome. And in more entertainment news, we go from that to this. That's the beauty of entertainment. Oh, man. Lori Loughlin's daughter, Bella, deletes her Instagram amid parents pleading not guilty in a mission scam case. Oh, man, I love my job. Lori Loughlin's daughter, Isabella, a.k.a. Bella Giannulli, is taking a step back from the social media spotlight. The 20-year-old embattled student recently deactivated her popular Instagram account shortly after her mother and father pleaded not guilty to multiple charges stemming from the high-profile college admissions scandal they were allegedly involved in. Bella's decision to delete her account comes just over a month after her mother did the same, amid a storm of negative criticism in the comment section of her post. Oh, surprise, surprise. People weren't happy with all of this. Meanwhile, Bella's younger sister, 19-year-old Olivia Jade Giannulli, a popular social media star and Instagram influencer, has yet to deactivate her account, which currently still has 14 million followers. Wow. Yeah, that's what's going on in the world, folks. Yeah. She's got 14 million followers. Yeah. However, Olivia's last post came on February 28th, nearly 2 weeks before the news of her parents' alleged involvement in the bribery scam broke on March 12th. Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, are accused of paying $500,000 in bribes to get their daughters, the 19-year-old Olivia and 20-year-old Bella, admitted to the University of Southern California as recruits for the crew team, even though neither of them participated in the sport. Oh, yeah. The couple pleaded not guilty to multiple charges on Monday. Now, let me say that again. The couple pleaded not guilty to multiple charges on Monday, including a recently added superseding indictment on conspiring to commit fraud and money laundering, as well as the charges of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud and honest services mail and wire fraud. Woo. A source stated last month that Olivia and Bella are having a tough time in their personal lives and at USC in the wake of the scandal. Really? You think? Bella and Olivia are suffering in their own ways. Bella and Olivia are suffering in their own ways from the fallout of their parents' decision, a source said. Bella and Olivia have a very tight-knit group of friends who have been there to support them. They've needed that support because they're being attacked at every turn. Oh, man, they have it so rough. According to the source, Bella is far more invested in her studies than her sister, but that both sisters are upset with their parents for the slew of negative press that has befallen the family. I mean, yeah. I mean, I really love these stories, man. I mean, like I told you before in the past, good people of planet Earth and the known universe, I can't make this stuff up. I can't. And in more entertainment news, Russell Wilson just made Sierra even happier. Signed a $140 million deal. He's now NFL's highest paid player. Okay. Wilson, the husband of Sierra, is a very happy man today. Or should we say Sierra, the wife of quarterback Russell Wilson, is a very happy woman today. Okay, they're both very happy today. Of course, you're wondering why the couple is happy today, right? Well, it's because Mr. Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks reportedly agreed to a 4-year, $140 million extension Tuesday morning. Okay, that was yesterday. The deal will reportedly make Wilson the highest paid player in the National Football League. Wilson, who's been the Seahawks quarterback since 2012, made the announcement on Instagram in a video showing him laying alongside his wife Sierra and wearing his gold chains, that a deal between the two sides had been reached. Wilson, who has one Super Bowl ring, signed a deal that runs throughout the 2023 season and includes a $65 million signing bonus, a no-trade clause, and $107 million in guaranteed money. Wow. And he is a great quarterback, too, actually. So I was beginning to wonder where he was going to go if he left. We can only wonder what Sierra's baby daddy rapper Future is thinking about this. After all, he's always, jealousy we believe, calling Wilson a square and says he's soft, etc. Who's a square now, Future? Ouch. In any event, Wilson will earn $35 million per year, which exceeds Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who makes $33.5 million after agreeing to a $134 million extension last year. I mean, man, it's like you want to get another Super Bowl ring, and you're like, well, should I go somewhere else? And then someone's like, here's $134 million, and you're like, oh, I got one ring, I'm good. I mean, that's just me talking. I mean, I'm not saying they're saying that but I mean, wow, that's a lot of money for both players, for both quarterbacks. Russell's goal and his hope was that he would continue his career with the Seahawks and continue to bring championships to this town. Wilson's agent, Mark Rogers, told the Associated Press he believes there is still unfinished business and he's looking forward to pursuing that without having to worry about contracts in his future. Wilson threw 35 touchdown passes and had 7 interceptions last season, leading the Seahawks to an NFC wildcard game against the Dallas Cowboys, where they eventually lost. It was a career high in touchdown passes for Wilson a year after he led the league in the same category. Here's a remarkable stat. Wilson has never missed a game since taking the reins in 2012. Seattle has had a winning record each season since. Yeah, that sounds about right. I believe it. Chris Hardwick calls BS on 606,000 podcast lawsuit. You owe me millions. Let's see what's up with the Nerdist and the Talking Head host, Chris Hardwick. Chris Hardwick is being accused of bowing out of a deal to produce a weekly podcast and failing to pay back the rest of his $1 million cash advance. This according to a new lawsuit. In legal docs obtained by TMZ, podcast company Cadence 13 claims Chris signed a 2-year deal in early 2018 to create 4 podcasts per month. But the company claims Chris stopped making new episodes in June of last year after an actress accused him of emotional and sexual abuse. As we've reported, Chris's ex-girlfriend, Chloe Dykstra, accused him of sexual and emotional abuse during their relationship. Hardwick denied the accusations. In the suit, Chris's podcast partner claims it paid the comedian $1 million in advance, in advances, but claims he's yet to pay the full amount back after stopping his weekly. I don't know if it says Idiot Podcast or ID10T Podcast. I'm not quite sure. According to the docs, Cadence's 13 says it's recouped about $394,000 in ad revenue, but they're still going after him for the remaining $606,000. Wow, okay. There's an update on this story, and we'll get to that after this break.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. It's your Captain Keith, and here's the update on the Chris Hardwick story. Hardwick's attorneys just fired back at Cadence 13, telling us Cadence 13 is the only party in breach. The company owes Chris $3 million, and filing this lawsuit is their last-ditch, desperate attempt to try and avoid fulfilling their obligations to pay him. Chris's lawyer continues, the truth is that Chris has delivered over 30 podcast episodes since October 2018 and hasn't been paid a dime, while Cadence 13 has collected hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad revenue during that period. In an interesting twist, Hardwick's attorney says there is extraordinary irony in the fact that the law firm representing C13 in this action is the same one which conducted a comprehensive investigation and exonerated Chris of the baseless allegations of emotional and sexual abuse referenced in the filing. Chris and his team will take all appropriate steps to recover the millions of dollars which C13 contractually owes him. Oh my, the plot does thicken. Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones, I used to think about suicide a lot because of Game of Thrones criticism, she states. Sophie Turner says fame caused serious problems for her mental health, and mounting criticism over her role in Game of Thrones led her to consider suicide. In a revealing interview Tuesday on Dr. Phil's podcast, the 23-year-old actress admits she's battled depression for several years, saying she used to think about suicide a lot when I was younger, while Sophie says she doesn't believe she was actually capable of hurting herself. She says suicide was just a weird fascination I used to have. Sophie, whose rise to fame began at age 14 when she was cast to play Sansa Stark on Game of Thrones, says her popularity came at a price because negative comments about her character started wreaking havoc on her mental health. What negative comments? Sansa was great. I don't get it. Sophie says she started giving into her social media bullies, and she started doubting her acting chops and physical appearance. She says her insecurity led to symptoms of depression, and simple tasks like getting dressed would make her burst into tears. As a result, she started therapy and treatment, adding she's on medication and loves herself more than ever now. She credits fiancé Joe Jonas with helping her find happiness. That's nice and sweet. Sophie says she's taking a step back from acting now that Game of Thrones is done filming, and she's taking time to focus on her mental health. Good for her. So that's cool. And in more entertainment news, Wendy Williams' husband to step down from executive producer role on talk show. Another picture of the two of them, and he just seems like out in space. She has a nice pink dress on. He's got this like blue suit on, and the way he's looking is just kind of disturbing, actually. Kevin has got to go. We've come a long way from the days Wendy Williams used to flash her wedding ring to cameras as a way to prove that things were all right in her marriage. The talk show host, husband Kevin Hunter, welcomed a baby with his mistress of years, and after relapsing and living in the sober house, Wendy finally had enough, leading her to file for a divorce. Kevin has since released a statement on the matter detailing how he's not proud of his recent actions and takes full accountability. Now that you're caught, now that it's out in the open, now you're ashamed of your actions. Okay. Wow. I am going through a time of self-reflection and have tried to right some wrongs, he wrote. No matter what the outcome is or what their future holds, we are still the Hunter family, and I will continue to work with and fully support my wife in this business and through any and all obstacles she may face living her new life of sobriety, while I also work on mine. Wow. TMZ now reports that Kevin will no longer be executive producer of The Wendy Williams Show. Now that their relationship is coming to an end, Kevin's presence on set is affecting Wendy's mental health, and they're coming closer to agreeing that he will step down. The publication details how the estranged husband and wife have already had a blowout fight that required security to step in more than once. It'll be Wendy on her own, you know. I've been dealing with issues with addiction and alcoholism, and I have a whole new life that I plan for myself and my son, Wendy recently told her audience. And all we have to say is good for you, Wendy Williams. You know, keep on moving, don't stop, as So the Soul would say. So right on. We understand. We understand. And in more entertainment news, the other part of the episode, rapper robbed. Well, what rapper was it? Who was it? Well, I'll tell you right now. Let's do the story. Soulja Boy home burglarized during jail stint. Suspects bragged on IG Live. Seriously? So it's bad enough that you rob somebody, so you're going to go on Instagram and let everybody know what you did? Because that's smart. Wow. Soulja Boy's home was burglarized a few days after he was thrown in jail for a probation violation. And the suspects allegedly used his stolen iPhone to brag about the crime on social media. I mean, where do I start? Why is Soulja Boy even on probation? And why are you robbing somebody and bragging about it on Instagram? Robbers. Well, the world today. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ a caretaker for Soulja Boy's Agora Hills home called police Monday night to report a burglary. We're told thieves made off with tons of jewelry, cash, a phone, and other personal items. Sources close to Soulja Boy tell us the stolen jewelry is worth over $500,000, a mix of chains, earrings, and luxury watches. And the burglars cleaned out the safe in his room, stealing another $100,000 in cash. We're told the thieves broke into Soulja Boy's home shortly after we first reported the rapper was back in custody after violating his probation. And get this, cops say a group of 5 men went on Soulja's Instagram Live bragging about the theft. And police believe these are their burglary suspects. And they gained access to SB's Soulja Boy's Instagram through his stolen phone. Wow. We're told the men from the video have also been reaching out to Soulja's celebrity friends, telling them they're his new artists, claiming Soulja wants their music video posted on the celebs' IG accounts and hounding them for features. And because Soulja's behind bars, we're told he hasn't heard a single thing about the burglary. Wow. He's not going to be happy when he finds out. This is crazy. And in more entertainment news, this one just keeps taking twists and turns. Just when you thought this situation was over. Johnny Depp calls Amber Heard's deposition detailing physical abuse a hoax. Wow. Johnny Depp claps back at Amber Heard and her alleged false claims. Last week, Amber Heard went on the record to share her detailed account of a time Johnny Depp physically abused her with his sister there to witness it. The Aquaman actress also detailed the time Johnny came after her on a flight, tormenting her and eventually kicking her for doing a love scene in a film with James Franco. Johnny has now responded to the allegations and has denied the accounts, calling it all a hoax, seemingly still going through with his multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit. Having been caught by 19 sworn eyewitness statements, 87 surveillance videotapes, audio tape, and photographs faking her claims, Ms. Heard has decided to concoct new fake claims of abuse. Johnny's attorney, Adam Waltman, stated via the blast. Adam further brushed off Amber's video deposition, yet 25 minutes after the horrific scene described by Ms. Heard and her two friends, two police officers, male and female, trained in domestic abuse and responding to a domestic abuse call, observed and interviewed Ms. Heard twice and performed 2 security sweeps of the entire premises. Adam detailed how the officers saw no signs of destruction, vandalism, or even bruises on Amber's face, leading them to believe she altered the image to make it seem so. Ms. Heard dutifully but fraudulently produced pictures with no metadata to the court purporting to show a destroyed penthouse so she could obtain her temporary restraining order, he added. It's just messy. Is Kim Kardashian shading Taylor Swift with the release of her new fragrance? Kim Kardashian recently said she moved from her long-running feud with Taylor Swift, but fans are speculating that she's not as over as she might have suggested. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian star just announced the release date of her hotly anticipated new KKW fragrance, made in collaboration with her sister Kylie Jenner, on April 26th. KKW Fragrance X Kylie launching on April 26th at noon. And that will be, so there's 3 colorful bottles in nude, pink, and red. These lip-shaped fragrances offer notes of red lotus blossoms, liquid amber, and peony. $40, Kim announced on Twitter on Monday. However, on Tuesday night, the reality star had taken down her announcement, meaning plans might be changing. Either way, Swift fans are up in arms about the news because it just so happens to be the same date. The Reputation artist has been teasing on social media as the date she's going to be dropping something new. The launch date has led many to think that the beauty mogul is trying to steal the singer's thunder, and they're not here for it. Okay. Considering the fans of the songstress have been waiting quite a while for new music, especially after previous bevy of conspiracy theories and an in-depth analysis of cryptic images on the singer's Instagram, it's not surprising that there are many who feel the reality star is trying to rain on what they have declared to be the Taylor Swift day. Swift fans, however, seem to not have mentioned how she could also be trying to steal the thunder from Avengers Endgame, which also comes out on April 26th. However, the singer doesn't seem to have the same kind of contentious relationship with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least as far as we know. So there that is. And in more entertainment news, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek gives health update amid cancer battle as he wraps up 35th season. Alex Trebek is feeling good as he continues to battle cancer. The 78-year-old Jeopardy host took time out to thank fans for their continued support in the video posted by the show's official Twitter account on Wednesday, on what marks the last day of filming season 35 of the long-running game show. Last month, Trebek revealed he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I mean, that's very scary, actually. Some of you may recall that at the beginning of this season, I promised you that we had some surprises in store for you. Trebek says, well, of course, I had no idea at the time that there were some surprises in store for me as well. So here, on the last day of taping for our 35th anniversary season, I wanted to once again thank you for your continuing messages of encouragement and support, particularly the many cards I have received from young people. I'm touched beyond words. I've always tried to be straight with you, and I'm not going to stop now, he continued. So despite what you may have heard, I'm feeling good. I'm continuing with my therapy, and we, the staff, is already working on our next season, the 36th year of Jeopardy. So I look forward to seeing you once again in September with all kinds of good stuff. In March, Trebek said he planned to continue to keep working despite his diagnosis. He's hosted Jeopardy since 1984, and last October he renewed his contract to continue hosting the show through 2022. I mean, that's amazing. Wow. More on this story after this break.
Golden State Media Concepts bring you Book Review Podcast, a haven for bookworms of all ages and the widest genres, from mystery to memoirs, romance to comedy, fantasy to sci-fi. If you love to read, this is a podcast for you. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Book Review Podcast.
And once again, you're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast. This is Captain Keith. And let's continue our Alex Trebek story. Normally, the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this and I'm going to keep working, Trebek said. And with the love and support from my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease. Truth be told, I have to, because under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years, he also joked. So help me keep the faith and we'll win. We'll get it done. Thank you. Since this announcement, Trebek has received an outpouring of support from fans as well as celebrities, including Ryan Seacrest, Chris Harrison, Ken Jeong, Ike Barinholtz, and Pat Sajak. E.T. spoke to Olivia Newton-John in March, who shared her encouraging words for Trebek amid her own battle with breast cancer. I sent him a message saying, I know you can get through this, and don't listen to stage 4 and all that, she told E.T. Don't read the statistics and stay focused and see how you can heal yourself. That helps. Sense of humor is vital, she added. He has a great attitude and a great sense of humor about it, and I'm sure he'll do very well. That's very nice. Very cool. People need that encouragement and the positivity. You don't often hear that, so that's a beautiful thing. And we're glad that you're doing well, Mr. Trebek. We really are. It's a good thing. And in more entertainment news, Amex, American Express, is suing late Christoph St. John's estate over unpaid bills. This is the Amex Sue Superstar part of the segment. Christoph St. John may have passed, but the overdue American Express bills remain. Last month, the ill-timed death of actor Christoph St. John left fans and family in a state of shock. The 52-year-old actor, who was found lifeless in his California home in February following sudden heart failure. Christoph's filmography contains numerous cameos in an array of television series such as Roots, The Next Generation, and The Cosby Show. However, the late actor was most recognized for his recurring role on the soap opera classic The Young and the Restless, where he played the fictional character Neil Winters. The role made way for a Daytime Emmy Award as an outstanding younger actor in the drama series back in 1992. Since the actor's death, the family has been struggling to cope with the loss, while also battling over the distribution of assets. To make matters more complicated, American Express is now reportedly suing St. John's estate over unresolved debt. According to legal sources, the filed claim cites an owing sum of $33,007.30. The lawsuit was filed 2 months following the actor's death, as St. John has not left a will behind. Both his father and daughter have filed legal motions to acquire administrative status over the estate. With his new hefty bill underway for immediate payment, things are sure to get trickier. The man is dead. He doesn't owe you anything. Wow. Very classy. Very classy. Oh my, I mean, what do you say to all that? Like I told you folks, I can't make this stuff up. And in more entertainment news, unfortunately, British actress Maya Lucia Naylor dead at 16. British child star Maya Lucia Naylor has died at the age of 16. Maya Lucia was a rising star in England, where she starred on popular children's series Millie in Between and the popular show Almost Never. In a statement to E! News, Alice Webb, director at BBC Children's, said, "We are distraught and so terribly sad to hear the news about Maya. She has shone so brightly on our screens. both in Millie in Between and in Almost Never, and it's unthinkable that she won't be a part of our journey going forward. Webb added she was hugely popular with our audience, a very talented actress, dancer, and singer, and a real role model for her young fans. According to multiple outlets, the young teen died on April 7th, but the cause of death remains unclear. Since the news of her death was announced on this today, Wednesday, April 17th, her former co-stars have spoken about their sadness over the loss. "I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here," star Emily Adick wrote on Instagram that she was shocked and sad to hear that the lovely Maya Lucia died. "She was a beautiful and talented girl, a complete joy to be around on the set of Almost Never. Sending all my love to her family and friends. Rest in peace, beautiful girl," the entertainer shared. Very nice picture of her. It's very sad. Maya Lucia and Adick worked together on the set of Almost Never, which follows the lives of teen music stars. The show premiered early this year and was an immediate hit among CBBC viewers. Our thoughts go out to the Naylor family during this difficult time. And then, to change the mood, Kit Harington says Game of Thrones critics can go F themselves if they don't like season 8. We love you, Jon Snow. We love you. Kit Harington isn't mincing words when it comes to his feels about critics, penning negative reviews of Game of Thrones. Speaking with Esquire in a Q&A published on Monday, the 32-year-old English actor who stars as Jon Snow in the wildly popular HBO fantasy drama said he has been feeling quite defiant regarding the 8th and final season, which premiered on Sunday. "I don't mean to sound mean about critics here, but whatever critic spends half an hour writing about this season and makes their negative judgment on it, in my head, they can go F themselves," Harington declared. The actor went on to say that the show was a true labor of love, and the extreme efforts of the cast and crew to make the final season come together shouldn't be undercut by haters and critics. "I know how much work was put into this. I know how much people cared about this. I know how much pressure people put on themselves, and I know how many sleepless nights, working or otherwise, people had on this show," Harington said, "because they care about it so much, because they cared about the characters, because they cared about the story, because they cared about not letting people down. Now, if people feel let down by it, I don't give a F, because everyone tried their hardest," he declared. Oh my. Harington went on to say that ultimately, the biggest fans of the show are those who are part of its production. The dedicated actors, writers, directors, an army of different crew members who dedicated years of their lives to crafting one of the most acclaimed and loudest shows in TV history. "We're kind of doing it for ourselves. That's all we could do, really, and I was just happy we got to the end," Harington shared. The star admitted, however, that before he ever signed on to be a part of the series, long before its premiere in April 2011, he had his reservations about the script, which he found more than a little confusing, considering the show is set in a world with a rich, complex history, as well as supernatural elements such as winter that lasts years and murderous ice zombies. To me, looking back when I read the pilot way back in 2009, 10 years ago, wow, I remember thinking, what is this crock of crap, censor? I don't understand this. I'm going to have to read this again, Harington recalled, and I read it again, and I'm like, I still don't get this crap at all. I think it's kind of weird, but it's HBO, and all right, let's do it. At least he's honest about what he thought initially. That's funny. But you watch it, you invest in it, and you go, okay, I'll buy into this world. Fine, I'm in. Regarding the show's undeniable attraction to legions of fans, while Harington is a staunch defender of his show, that doesn't mean shooting the final season wasn't always a walk in the park. He's frequently opened up during interviews about the variety of difficulties and hardships faced during some of the more grueling scenes, and in game revealed a behind-the-scenes featurette about the final season. Harington disclosed that he almost suffered a particularly painful and hilariously embarrassing injury while filming one key scene in the season 8 premiere, we saw him flying on the back of a dragon. To shoot the CGI-heavy sequence, the production uses a buck, which is a robotically controlled rig, similar to a mechanical bull that serves as the stand-in for the dragon's back. The actors sit atop the buck in front of a green screen to film the dragon riding sequences. Buck work is not easy. I think what sums up the buck for me was there was a bit where John almost falls off, Harrington revealed in the special. The dragon swings around really violently like this, and my right ball got trapped. And I didn't have time to say stop, and I was being swung around. In my head, I thought, this is how it ends on this buck swinging me around by my testicles, literally, Harrington said with a laugh before apologizing for sharing too much information. Another reason the actor might be such a staunch defender of the series, aside from all the hard work that's been put into it, is due to the role the show has played in his personal life. Harrington met the love of his life, Rose Leslie, while they were filming Game of Thrones, and the couple went on to get married last June. Speaking with E.T.'s Leanne Aguilera at Game of Thrones Season 8 premiere in New York City earlier this month, Harrington opened up about how they are both forever linked to the fantasy drama. I said to Rose the other night, I was like, we've been tethered by this show. A long time, we've loved it, Harrington recalled, adding that watching the premiere felt like a fun chance to revisit the series. When we finished filming, we said goodbye to it. So this sort of feels like an added bonus that we get to watch it and celebrate it now. That's nice. Very cool. And in more entertainment news, Halle Berry goes braless in sexy new snap, late night snack. And once again, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe, I'm not making this up. Halle Berry just needs to look in the mirror if she's looking for a snack. Every once in a while, Halle Berry comes through to remind us all that she's still at the top of our list. She may not be out here thirst trapping on a regular basis, but when she chooses to show off some skin, the 52-year-old makes an immediate impact. Last night, all the actress wanted to do was head to the kitchen to prepare herself a late night snack. On her way there, though, she figured that her look would make for a peak Instagram engagement. Thus, the star came through with her latest trap, rocking a denim jacket with nothing underneath and leaving much to the imagination of her fans. Halle Berry uploaded a new image of herself to social media wearing a denim jacket and opting to go bare underneath. Pairing the look with some high-waisted black shorts, Halle was braless and instantly caught the attention of her followers. She captioned the photo by saying that she was out to find a suitable bedtime snack. When people began to remind her that if ever she's in need of a snack, she can just oh, I'm just frazzled. I can't even read this. Huh? Let me slow down. Okay. One more time. She captioned the photo by saying that she was out to find a suitable bedtime snack. When people began to remind her that if ever she's in need of a snack, she can just go look in the mirror. The actress recently went topless to show off her large tattoo, which runs down her entire spine. There appears to be no such thing as aging when your name is Halle Berry. She continues to be one of the most attractive women in Hollywood, and she doesn't plan on losing that title soon. And the picture of her looking for the late night snack it's a nice picture. I'm not going to say it's not because it's nice. I didn't know about the whole tattoo on her back thing, though. I wasn't aware of that. She's 52. Wow, I didn't realize that she's 52. She does not look it. Well, there it is. Well, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe, you've been listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. It's your Captain Keith, and I have some news for you. I have enjoyed being here this past year, talking to all of you. You have been a great audience. Thank you for making me a part of your day and listening to me talk about the entertainment news and people in it, and giving you my little perspective on it. Whenever I can, that is. This has been a lot of fun. It's been great. I've enjoyed being here, but this is my last podcast. So I want to tell you all thank you for everything. Like I said, this has been great. I've had so much fun doing this podcast. I had more fun than I ever thought I could have doing this podcast. It went from being one of the podcasts I was like, well, okay, I'll do it, but I don't know, to looking forward to doing it every week, because I never knew what I was going to be reporting to you guys, and never knew how crazy these stories could get, and they get crazy, as you already know. It's so much fun. Sometimes they're very moving, and sometimes these stories are just ridiculous, and that's the beauty of entertainment. You never know what's going to happen next. But I want to say thank you once again. You're all awesome. Good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. And you never know. You never know when I'll pop up again. I'm always around. As I always say, see you somewhere out in space.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.